What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Kamaru Usman addressed Sean O'Malley's push for a title shot against Petr Yan, stating that O'Malley should secure one more win first before challenging for the belt. Usman emphasized that an additional fight would help solidify his position in the bantamweight division and keep him sharp for a title run. He then suggested two potential matchups that would make the most sense for O'Malley next. The first option is facing another bantamweight who looked impressive recently, Umar Nurmagomedov. The second option is his dark horse pick in the division, Corey Sandhagen. Usman explained that both of these fighters are positioned perfectly as stepping stones for O'Malley, providing a competitive challenge while keeping him on track for a title shot. According to Usman, taking on either Nurmagomedov or Sandhagen would be the ideal way for Sean O'Malley to get back into title contention. He stressed that one of these matchups is the right path for O'Malley to prove himself and earn a legitimate shot at the Bantamweight Championship. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news. Dominick Cruz reflected on being inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame over the weekend and described the moment as feeling just like winning a championship again. He said that, for a brief moment, it truly felt like he had captured the belt once more, because of the way everyone was looking up at him with respect and admiration. Standing high above at the Paramount desk, he felt a powerful wave of emotions that brought back memories from different stages of his career. Dominick explained that the experience reminded him of the time he was preparing to fight Cody Garbrandt when they spoke to each other at the top of the stage. That memory, blended with thoughts of winning the belt and many other special moments he had been blessed to experience throughout his journey. Each memory reminded him how far he had come and how much he had given to the sport. He shared how meaningful it was that the organization takes time to honor fighters in this way. For him, it showed that their sacrifices, struggles, and dedication do not go unnoticed. He felt grateful that the UFC created a space where fighters could be celebrated for their achievements and contributions. Dominick said the ceremony made him feel truly appreciated and respected, which meant a lot after so many years of competition. He described the recognition as something very special and humbling. In the end, he expressed deep gratitude for the moment, calling it a beautiful reminder of why his career had been so meaningful. Moving on to another news. Dan Hooker opened up about his future and admitted that he would probably be a lot richer and have far less brain damage if he had focused on business instead of MMA. While speaking honestly, he said that aside from winning a title, one of his biggest goals is to eventually walk away from fighting and actually start making serious money. He joked that once he finishes what he called his stupid career, he hopes to finally focus on building wealth. Dan explained that he would love to get into business and investments when he has the time and is no longer distracted by what he jokingly referred to as a god-awful sport. He shared that fighting takes up so much mental and physical energy that it leaves very little room to properly think about long-term financial planning. Even though he has made some money throughout his career, he admitted it is nowhere near what he could have earned if he had invested his time differently. He pointed out that if he had put the same effort into creating a business or growing investments, he would likely be far more successful financially today. More importantly, he added that he would probably be healthier as well, with less wear and tear on his body and brain. His comments showed a rare level of honesty about the sacrifices fighters make. In the end, Dan made it clear that while he loves competition, he understands the long-term cost and hopes to build a more secure future once his fighting days are over. Moving on to another news. Henry Cejudo recently shared his opinion on who has the more legendary UFC career between Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. When the topic was brought up, he admitted that he didn't like the question because it was extremely tough, even though it was a great one. He hesitated at first and said he wanted to leave the answer to Henry, giving him the chance to break it down properly. After thinking about it, Henry made his choice clear. He said that, in his view, it is Justin Gaethje. He explained that what Gaethje has been able to do inside the octagon and what he has given to the fans sets him apart. According to Henry, Poirier has suffered losses to fighters where people sometimes question the outcome. Meanwhile, Gaethje has also taken losses, but they have almost always come against elite opponents that fans deeply respect. He pointed out that Gaethje is rarely finished in a quick or embarrassing way. Instead, he always goes out fighting and gives everything he has in every single bout. Henry added that the only time Gaethje was truly put to sleep was against Holloway, and even in that fight, he showed heart and determination until the very end. Henry emphasized that whenever Gaethje steps into the cage, fans know they are in for something special. There is never a boring moment, never a dull exchange, and never a lack of effort. Every fight feels like a war, filled with excitement and intensity from start to finish. He concluded by saying that this consistent level of entertainment and toughness is what makes Gaethje's career truly Hall of Fame worthy. In his opinion, when it comes to legendary status, Justin stands above the rest. Moving on to another news, Justin Gaethje corrected Belal Muhammad today. During Gaethje versus Paddy, Belal posted on X, "Justin dipping his head so much, the knee or uppercut gonna hurt him." Gaethje quickly responded, "It's just bait, bro." Belal then replied, "Happy it worked? Congrats, brother." Fans loved the exchange, praising Gaethje's confidence and strategic mind. The back and forth showed not only Gaethje's skill inside the octagon, but also his ability to play mind games with opponents. Moments like these highlight why he's one of the most exciting fighters to watch. Belal took it in stride, showing respect and sportsmanship. Moving on to another news, Dana White was blown away by Paddy Pimblett's durability at UFC 324, even though he didn't think Paddy had the best game plan against Justin Gaethje. Dana explained that while he respected Paddy's toughness, he felt he should have mixed in more takedowns instead of relying only on striking. He mentioned how at the weigh-in, Paddy confidently said he was going to knock his opponent out, which immediately caught his attention. Dana found it interesting because Paddy never abandoned that mindset, even after getting dropped a couple of times during the fight. According to Dana, he kept waiting for the moment when Paddy would finally shoot for a takedown and try to submit Gaethje, especially after taking so much damage. However, that moment never came. He admitted he didn't realize Paddy had such a strong chin until that night. Dana praised him as an absolute dog, saying he fought like a warrior and showed incredible heart inside the octagon. He also gave respect to both fighters for putting on such a tough and entertaining battle. Dana pointed out that Paddy was actually the favorite going into this fight, which was different from most of his previous bouts, where he was usually the underdog. Despite being the favorite, Dana still felt his overall strategy wasn't the greatest. He emphasized that Paddy proved how tough and durable he is, especially when taking heavy shots from someone like Gaethje. Eating punches from a fighter like that is no easy task, and it showed just how resilient Paddy really is. He added that it's one thing to believe in your chin and decide to go toe-to-toe, but it's another when things start going wrong. At some point, especially in later rounds, a fighter needs to adjust and look for smarter options, like taking the fight to the ground. Dana also shared his concern about fighters taking too much punishment, even though he wasn't sure if this fight would affect Paddy's long-term career. In the end, Dana made it clear that Paddy proved he is tough, durable, and capable of taking a lot of punches. The performance earned him respect, even if the game plan wasn't perfect. Moving on to another news, Israel Adesanya compared Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett to the legendary Forrest Griffin versus Stephan Bonnar fight. He praised Gaethje, calling him a good man, a smart fighter, and someone who knows exactly what he's doing inside the cage. Israel showed respect for his toughness and experience, saying Gaethje pushed the pace and proved once again why he's one of the best. He also gave credit to Paddy for stepping up and delivering in such a high-pressure moment. Israel explained that the original Griffin and Bonnar fight helped launch a new era in the UFC through the Spike TV deal, capturing the attention of fans around the world. In his view, this matchup felt like part 2 of that moment, especially with the new Paramount deal bringing in fresh viewers. He believed a lot of eyes were on this event, with many people tuning in to see what would happen. He mentioned that he wasn't sure how subscriptions worked in America, but he was confident that viewership was high because of the excitement surrounding the card. Most importantly, he felt the main event delivered exactly what fans wanted. The fight lived up to the hype, provided non-stop action, and created a memorable moment for the sport. Israel ended by giving a special shout-out to Paddy, praising his heart, confidence, and willingness to go to war. He made it clear that moments like this help grow the sport and keep fans emotionally invested in every big fight. Moving on to another news. There was a first time for everything at UFC 324, and this time, it involved a referee getting injured during a fight. Over the weekend, videos surfaced online showing veteran referee Mark Smith being helped out of the arena after officiating earlier in the night. The footage quickly sparked concern and speculation, with many fans wondering if he had suffered a serious medical emergency. However, the real reason turned out to be something usually reserved for the fighters inside the octagon. During the post-fight press conference, UFC CEO Dana White explained what really happened. He revealed that Mark Smith had blown out his ACL while refereeing the Gaethje versus Andre Puliaev bout. Dana said the injury happened during the fight, forcing officials to carry him out of the arena. He added that it was a rare situation and mentioned that the only other person he had ever seen suffer a similar injury without fighting was Buffer. Dana explained that Smith hurt his knee just a few minutes into the bout, although he wasn't sure of the exact time. Despite the pain, the referee tried to continue before it became clear he couldn't walk on his own. Eventually, staff members had to help him leave the cage area, showing just how serious the injury was. The incident also caught the attention of former champion Aljamain Sterling, who shared his thoughts on social media. He criticized the condition of the canvas, saying it has been a problem for years. According to him, even with sneakers on, Mark still slipped, which shows how dangerous the surface can be. He pointed out that if a referee can lose his footing like that, fighters are at even greater risk. Aljamain added that the slippery canvas makes things harder during head kicks, cage work, and overall movement. He described it as a constant pain to deal with and suggested it puts unnecessary strain on everyone involved. The situation has now raised fresh concerns about fighter and official safety inside the octagon. Moving on to another news, a UFC veteran has recently helped reveal that Dana White may have been partly misleading fans about secret bonuses before the Paramount deal. At UFC 324 on Saturday night, the new post-fight bonus system led to Dana handing out a total of around $450,000 to various fighters on the roster. The updated structure rewarded athletes for finishes, creating extra motivation and excitement throughout the card. In fact, the first two bouts of the night saw Ty Miller and Josh Hokett earn the first $25,000 bonuses after finishing their opponents at exactly the same time. This moment highlighted how the new system was designed to reward action and decisive victories. During the post-fight press conference, Dana explained the reasoning behind this change and said it would replace the checks that had supposedly been given out privately to fighters in the past. According to Dana, for many years, every fighter on the card would receive a bonus check in varying amounts, depending on their performance. He claimed these payments ranged from $5,000 to $25,000 and were handed out at every event, even though they were never publicly announced. He said that system was now being removed and replaced by guaranteed $25,000 bonuses for every finish. However, things became more complicated when UFC veteran Matt Frevola later shared details about a bonus he received following his fight in October 2025. While thanking Dana publicly, Frevola revealed that he had been paid only $3,000 as a bonus. This amount was far below the minimum range that Dana had mentioned during the press conference, raising questions about how accurate his earlier statements really were. Frevola's comments unintentionally exposed inconsistencies in the bonus system and suggested that not all fighters were receiving the amounts Dana claimed. This led many fans to believe that the previous system may not have been as generous or consistent as it was portrayed. Some began to question how long these smaller, undisclosed payments had been happening behind the scenes. Despite the confusion and mixed messaging, many fighters and fans still see the new finish bonus structure as a positive step forward. Rewarding athletes directly for exciting performances encourages action and gives fighters clearer financial incentives. While transparency remains an issue, the fact that more money is now being openly distributed is viewed as progress. In the end, this situation highlights the ongoing debate around fighter pay in the UFC. Although the new system is not perfect, it represents another step toward recognizing the hard work and sacrifices fighters make every time they step into the octagon. Moving on to another news, Kamaru Usman believes the UFC may have finally found its White House headliner following UFC 324. With fans speculating about potential matchups, Usman shared his thoughts during the Pound for Pound podcast alongside Henry Cejudo. The two suggested that a fight between Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje could be the perfect matchup to headline the historic event. According to Usman, there is a lot of speculation about who might be next, with fans wondering if Conor will return or if Jon Jones will face Pereira. While Dana White may have some clarity on these situations, Usman focused on the performances that fighters like Gaethje consistently deliver. Usman highlighted that Justin Gaethje's ability to perform at a high level every time he steps into the octagon makes him a prime candidate to headline the card. He believes that pairing Gaethje with Ilia Topuria would be the most competitive and exciting option, and that the matchup would draw significant attention from fans and media alike. Henry Cejudo agreed with Usman, emphasizing that the fight makes sense from a competitive standpoint. He noted that Gaethje's consistent performances deserve a high-profile spot, and that the ideal scenario would see him face Ilia at the White House event while representing as an American fighter. Both agreed that, from a fairness and performance perspective, this matchup is perfectly logical. While there are still variables to consider and nothing is confirmed, Usman and Cejudo made it clear that Justin versus Ilia represents one of the most compelling possibilities for the card, combining top-level skill, excitement, and marketability. Fans can expect the UFC to continue evaluating options as plans for the White House event develop. Moving on to another news, Dana White recently shut down the idea of Conor versus Michael Chandler, but Ariel Helwani believes the UFC could look at booking Conor against Paddy Pimblett instead. Ariel explained that he isn't saying Conor will never come back, but there is a pay-per-view card planned for July, possibly around July 11th, and the promotion may want to save him for that event. According to him, bringing Conor back on a big summer card could help sell tickets, boost the gate, and generate massive interest. He pointed out that things are about to get very interesting now that Dana has publicly said the UFC will begin matchmaking for that card. Ariel said that once officials sit down and start planning, they will need to decide whether there is still a clear path for Conor's return. He suggested that it's still early in the process and nothing is set in stone, but there are financial and logistical issues involved. If the UFC cannot properly capitalize on his comeback, it could complicate everything. Ariel also mentioned that Conor likely only has a few fights left in his career, maybe 1, 2, or 3 at most. Historically, he has not been very active, and by July, it will be close to 5 years since his last fight. Because of that, every remaining matchup becomes extremely important for both his legacy and the company. He made it clear that if Conor does return and does not face Chandler, then Paddy would probably be the next best option. In his view, Chandler should be the #1 choice, but if that fat fight doesn't happen, Paddy is likely #2 right now. Ariel also suggested that in this scenario, Gaethje could end up fighting Ilia, while Arman may have to face someone else, since the UFC does not seem fully invested in pushing him at the moment. In the end, Ariel admitted that this is simply how he sees things playing out right now, but he also emphasized that everything could change. With so many moving parts, the situation could twist and turn in many different ways before any final decisions are made.